How's it going, guys? In this video we're going to be taking a look at the X-Men Mafex Gambit figure. Super excited to have this one in my collection. I may have said on the channel before I'm a huge Gambit fan. Obviously, if you can see in the back, I got my Funko Gambit back there. This is actually a reissue. It came up for order at a Big Bad Toy Store. So this is also my first purchase from Big Bad Toys. Obviously, Gambit, his first appearance was from Uncanny X-Men 266, which I actually have that comic. Again, my favorite X-Men. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get a quick look around the box. We'll get them opened up and get a better look at the figure. So for starters, guys, I really dig the window box here. You get to see like all of his accessories and everything right out the gate. I like how they did the sort of old school like comic book look, you know, with the 6-inch figure, 131 Mafex or Mafex, and I feel like this is kind of like calling back to like the old school comics and stuff like that. There's a photo shot of Gambit X-Men, Mafex logo, Marvel on the other side, or on the side rather. Photo shot of the figure, Mafex logo, number 131, X-Men X logo, and a comic shot of Gambit there. On the back, once again, Gambit X-Men, Mafex, and more photo shots of the figure, as well as some of its accessories and posed with that. So really excited about this one, guys. And then we have another photo shot of the figure, Gambit X-Men. So let's go ahead and get them opened up and get a better look at the figure. Alright, guys, so let's go ahead and get right to it. For starters, I have to say the figure itself looks absolutely incredible. Getting him out of the box and everything. I guess for starters, yeah, man, he just looks really cool. I love the coloring on this and that little bit of a chrome, like, you know, neon pink chrome sort of color. Just all the way around, this figure looks absolutely stellar. Again, this is my first pickup from Mafex, so yeah, so far I'm pretty impressed with the way this guy turned out. A little bit higher price point than, say, NECA or Hasbro, but I mean, it's definitely, once you see everything that he comes with and stuff, like it's definitely worth the extra scratch there. So let's go ahead and start off with the head articulation. Head does rotate all the way around, and actually the head seems pretty solid, man. Like the way the movements and stuff, you can get them into some pretty decent like looks for the poses and stuff like that. Not for nothing, but this head sculpt looks absolutely incredible. Love the color in the eyes. I don't know if the camera picks it up well enough. You see the red eyes there. A bit of a 5 o'clock shadow. The hair sculpt looks really nice too. Really solid detail on that. So really enjoy that. The arms do come up 90 degrees, and they should rotate all the way around. More than likely, the jacket, I need to see if I can get the jacket off, and then but the arm should rotate all the way around. It does look like there is rotation at the upper bicep. Looks like there is double joint in the elbow. It also has rotation in the wrist, and not too much of a swivel back and forth at the wrist. Not a deal breaker, but because this guy, the arm feels pretty smooth and pretty like loose. So it's but it's good. It doesn't feel like it's too loose. You know what I mean? You can pose them, and it's like it's pretty nice. Other arm, same thing. Does come up, actually higher than 90 degrees, and should rotate all the way around again. If I can get the jacket off, which I believe I can, it might just take me some time. Double joint in the elbow, rotation at the upper bicep. No rotation at the elbow. Rotation at the wrist, and again, a little bit of a back and forth swivel on the wrist there. Not too bad. But as for the upper torso, there is two separate pieces. So the upper torso does seem to rotate. I don't think it'll rotate all the way around. Maybe it does. Yeah. I don't want to force it, guys, and have a video fail. And then he does have more rotation at the waist. Again, really solid detail here. The coloring looks absolutely incredible. Really pops on this figure. As for the leg articulation, leg does come up. Seems to only go back that far. More likely because the way the mold is. some rotation, not too much. No, actually no rotation at the top of the thigh. Looks like a double joint in the knee. Doesn't seem to have rotation at the knee. Sort of an ankle rocker at the ankle. More than likely, I would imagine it could rotate all the way around, but if you can see the way it's molded here, the plastic, I think that's hindering that movement. As for the foot does go back fairly well, does come forward fairly well, and also it has toe articulation, so that's pretty cool. Other leg, same thing, does come up pretty well. Doesn't go back all that well, more than likely because of the, again, because of the mold. Double joint in the knee. And again, could have full rotation, it seems like. But again, I feel like that the mold here at the ankle is hindering that rotation. Foot does come forward, does go back pretty well, and then there's some nice toe articulation right there. So again, really solid detail, guys. Oh, and I feel like, yeah, he can do the splits pretty well, pretty decently. As for the other thing too with the jacket, it has like it's a nice cloth, like sort of cloth goods jacket. Really solid. It also has a bendy wire in it, so you could actually get them into some pretty decent dynamic, you know, poses and stuff like that with the wire bend in it. Really solid. Really dig that. And it feels pretty legit too. It feels like a like what a trench coat would feel like. You see the button up there. Again, super nice detail that Mafex put into this. Really digging this figure so far. So let's go ahead and get him off to the side, guys, and get a better look at his accessories. For starters, guys, he comes with 5 extra set of hands. So the other thing I have to say too, with the hands, they have this little like these little pegging systems, so you can actually, it keeps the hands together, which is actually really cool. I like that that they included this with this. It's really nice. I hadn't seen that before with any other releases, so really dig that. These are some gestured hands, and they got these little pegs for some of the accessories. Up next, guys, we got some more gestured hands here, or open-handed gesture hands, but without the pegs. Again, really solid detail on these. I like the coloring on these on the gloves, and again, it has that little peg, that little holder for the hands. I'm really digging that. I wish more companies would kind of include that. Up next, guys, we got some gripping hands, and again, these will be for more than likely the staff. I don't know if the camera picks it up well enough, but yeah, it's really solid detail on these two. I'm really digging the they look simple, but I have to give it up to them. They did a pretty good job on the coloring and everything. Really dig that. Next set of hands he comes with, guys, he comes with a set of open hands, and again, really solid detail on these two. Not much, pretty simple, like I said, but I really dig the coloring on these. And again, just there's the fact that they included this little peg. I'm really digging that. And finally, guys, we have a last set of hands. These are just like gestured hands. Really nice detail on these as well. Again, really dig the coloring on these. The attention to detail, and the fact that they kept the glove pretty much spot on to the figure, to Gambit himself. So again, really digging the fact that they come with these little holders too. Again, I hadn't seen that before, so really digging that. Next, guys, he comes with his trusty steel bow staff, which love the detailing on this, love the coloring on this. It really pops. It's like a chrome coloring, and I don't know if you see the notches in there in the throughout the staff itself. It's really nice. Fairly kind of flimsy, not flimsy, but kind of bendy a little bit, not too much. I would still be careful with this because I could see this probably breaking if you're too rough with it. But again, this is Gambit's signature weapon aside from the cards, so really glad they included this, and they did a really good job on the detail on this. Up next, guys, he comes with some effects from his powers. These are more like a translucent pink, like I guess his psionic powers. When he charges his cards and stuff. These actually go with the staff. So with the staff, if you get the staff, you can see there, I don't know if the camera picks it up well enough, but there's like a little peg hole at the end there. So you just basically peg it on to the end, and it slides actually in pretty well. So you can get these on pretty easily. So huge shout out to that. I'm really impressed with that. Really dig that. And I'm glad that they included this with this release. It's really solid. Really dig that. Up next, guys, we have some more of his effects, his blast effects. He has a couple pair of cards here that are charged up and ready for him to like toss at somebody to blow up. Really nice detail on these. The translucent plastic is really nice. I love the coloring on that and the mold itself. The only downside or bummer is like you can't see like what kind of card it is. They kind of just left it blank. A little bit of a letdown, but you know, hey, I mean, the attention to detail on the flame effect, or the I guess the mutant power effect, is really nice on these. And up next, guys, we have another card. It's sort of like a single card, and yeah, I think he just holds this in his hand, or he's getting ready to throw it or anything, or something. But yeah, really dig this translucent effect here. It's really nice. I mean, I really dig the attention to detail on there. Like I said, it's a kind of a bummer that they didn't actually put some sort of like ace on there, or you know, it's just a blank card, you know. But other than that, I mean, the attention to detail is beautiful on this. Up next, guys, he has two massive blast effects, which are absolutely insanely cool. Love the detail on this. The color is absolutely incredible. And then he's got the 3 cards. So you can actually pose him to be throwing these cards. And once we get into the poses and stuff like that, I will definitely show some examples of that. But just the blast effect going there, and then you just seeing that plastic just kind of like just shooting, like him throwing the cards, and then the motion of them going. It's really gorgeous. Really dig this. The next blast effect that he comes with, guys, it's also a big one, but it's a little bit more simplified. As you can see here, it's a little bit more streamlined, not as fiery, but still really solid. Love the translucent color. Again, the cards look great with surrounded in that psionic ability that he has and stuff like that. Really gorgeous detail on these. Again, you know, not to sound like a broken record, I wish they would have put a little bit of detail in the cards. But again, when you're getting like so much of this, it's really not that much of a big deal. But yeah, just really solid. Really dig this a lot. Finally, guys, he comes with an alternate head sculpt. And I have to say, this is more of like, he's more angry, I guess. But again, love the detail and the coloring on this. The red eyes really pop. You still see that 5 o'clock shadow. And then this is more of like he's, yeah, like angry. Again, the hair strands are really nicely done. The mold is great. I'm not too sure what I would pose him with. Maybe with this one, or maybe his more natural look. But yeah, really solid detail, guys. The hair sculpt, like I said, is great. Coloring is great. Yeah, just all around, I'm really impressed with this figure. Now, when I said he comes with a lot of stuff, guys, he also actually comes with a stand. The stand will go around his waist there, and you see the little pegs there. You can actually peg in some of this stuff to for the blast effects. So really cool. You can really get him into some really solid dynamic poses with this stuff. Again, super impressed with Mafex that they included all this stuff. Like I said, this guy was fully loaded with accessories. He also has some other bits here. I don't know if the camera picks it up really well enough, but this is for the blast effects for the cards. So again, huge shout out to Mafex for including all this stuff. And finally, guys, for size comparison, I did want to bring in the Hasbro Legion. Now, I had reviewed him before. I just wanted to kind of show a size comparison of both. I also do have a Hasbro Gambit as well. I got this for Christmas a couple years back from the wife, and obviously he's in plastic clamshell, so I'm not going to open him up. But really dig this one. This one was really nice. As I mentioned before, they actually did put the detail in the card, so that was kind of cool. But I mean, if you compare like the blast effects here, it really doesn't compare. I think the ones from Mafex is really solid. A lot better than this, but still, I love this figure. The head sculpt is way better on this guy. This one's okay, but yeah, I really think that they definitely knocked it out of the park with this guy. That about wraps it up for this video, guys. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the figure. Are you a fan of the X-Men? And if you are, which is your favorite X-Men? As I've shown already in this video, I'm a huge Gambit fan. I also am a huge fan of Legion. I just wish that Hasbro would have given him a little bit more than just a couple of extra pairs of close-fisted hands. I wish they would have given him some sort of a blast effect or psionic effect. But yeah, I mean, Mafex really knocked it out of the park with this figure. I'm super impressed with this, and I'd like to check out some more of their stuff and see what they have. As I mentioned before, this was a reissue. I'm not exactly sure when the original came out, but this one went up for pre-order in January, and I was able to pick him up from Big Bad Toy Store. So if you're new to the channel, guys, feel free to like, share, subscribe. If you're not new to the channel, thanks again for coming back and for the continued support. I really appreciate it. Until then, guys, we'll see you in the next video. Take it easy and have a good one.